We have game recaps and updated rankings here on myGSPN. See if your team made the list.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to this week's edition of myGSPN's Double Take. I'm Will Saborido.
And I'm Will Saborido. Of course, guys, this show is brought to you by Garden Grocer and You Discover Florida.
Now, Anthony and Gonzo showed you guys some awesome highlights from the recap show earlier this week. We've got some highlights for you as well in today's show. Let's get into it. Some Apopka Lake Brantley. This game, Will, was 0-0 after the first quarter, but Apopka would pick it up, starting with this Jack Pyrot handoff. He takes it to the right side. He's running towards our cameraman, Isaac. Watch out, Isaac.
Isaac takes one for the team, gets up like a champ, still gets the celebration in there.
Love to see it.
That's the kind of effort we like to see at myGSPN. Here we have Tristan Miller takes the direct snap, pushes the pile into the end zone for a touchdown. Apopka goes up 14-0 early.
Here's number 19, Tristan Miller again, takes a direct snap. This time there is no pile to push. He basically goes untouched for his second touchdown of the night.
That's right, Rick. And here we have Jacorian Davis Hamilton, the quarterback, in a run-heavy offense, steps back, makes the pass for a touchdown.
Akeem Brown on the catch there.
That's right. This would seal the game, 35-0 Apopka, to move them to 4-0 on the season, Rick, and it actually moves them into some pretty elite company.
That's right. So the FHSAA just released their rankings for the first time this week, and with that big win against Lake Brantley, Apopka finds themselves inside the top 25, sitting at number 22. Apopka, they have handled their schedule so far this year, but their first true test of the year is going to be coming this Friday night at Jones High School. Big showdown there. I expect a lot of people to be at that game. And they still have big games coming up this year against Wekiva and Evans.
Season is still young. We'll see what they can do with the remaining schedule they have. Coming in at number 16, we have Jones coming in at 4-1. Their only loss this season was to Edgewater earlier in the year. In the following two games after the loss, Jones outscored opponents 102-21. They have some momentum built up. 4 out of their next 5 games are at home, including this showdown with Apopka.
Yes, sir. Now, coming in at number 13 is Carroll City. They're sitting at 2-4, and we've mentioned in previous shows how difficult their schedule is. The FHSAA gave them enough respect to be 13th, even with those 4 losses. Check out their schedule here so far. They got a win against Deerfield Beach, then 2 losses in a row to Central and Northwestern, the 3 and 4 schools in the state. They were able to beat Chaminade, who's 26th in the state, and then again, 2 losses in a row to number 2 St. Thomas and number 33 Trinity Christian.
Crazy schedule.
Brutal schedule, and it's still this Friday they have to go up against the 3-1 Vanguard school, so definitely give them a lot of credit for that strength of schedule.
At number 6, we have Lakeland. Undefeated so far this season, which is to no surprise. They do have a pretty tough game coming up on October 18th at Bloomingdale. They are at 4-1. Honestly, Rick, they have a pretty favorable remaining schedule. I don't think they're going to lose. I don't think they have a true test until playoff time.
I completely agree. We've talked about this before. They're too good. In the same boat as them, in our top 5, Edgewater High School coming in at 6-0, undefeated. They have very impressive wins so far this year against Jones, Winter Park, and Wekiva, but their biggest test of the season comes this Friday night when they travel up to Marietta, Georgia to play the number 2 school in Georgia, who's also the number 22 school in the nation. That is going to be a big game.
Great game. I think if they can go up to Georgia and beat Marietta on the road, I think they deserve to crack the top 3 of the rankings.
I agree. Taking a look at the top 5 here again, you have in front of them a 2-loss Northwestern school out of Miami, and you have a 1-loss Central school out of Miami.
So they should bump up, as an undefeated team, should bump up to number 3, in my opinion. And then, of course, you have St. Thomas Aquinas and IMG rounding out the top 5.
They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. That's our show for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'd like to thank our sponsors.
Garden Grocer, if you are staying in the Orlando area at one of the Disney resorts, place an order for groceries to be delivered to your room at the time of check-in. Save money and time by shopping with Garden Grocer. And also, You Discover Florida. If you're looking for a new restaurant, hotel, or attraction, check them out on Instagram at YouDiscoverFlorida or YouDiscoverFlorida.com.
By the way, guys, myGSPN is looking for interns. So if you love sports and talking about sports, then myGSPN has just the job for you. We are looking for writers, reporters, and photogs. So if you're in high school and are eager to learn, then reach out to Brianna Gonzalez at brianna.mygspn@gmail.com.
Thank you guys again for joining us on this week's edition of My GSPN Double Take, and do not forget to tune in tomorrow for our edition of We See You.
That's right,
again.
guys.
I am Ricky Saborido.
And I'm Will Saborido.
And as you guys know, it is your sports, all you, all the time.